Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. Happy New Year. Merry Christmas. Um, Welcome to 2025, our first episode of the year. This is episode 57. My name is Ajay Patel. This is obviously the Ajay Patel Show. And boy, oh boy, I'm excited to be back. Back in Los Angeles, was home for the break. I'm trying to figure out how to sit. One of my resolutions, which we'll get into more later in the episode, is to get a proper set, to just have some consistency behind that. Because then I think it'll help. Like, when I'm setting up, I don't have to fidget with this, move the mic stand, move the lighting. I got the sun coming in. If I lean back a little too far, I got that coming out on my face. Whoa. But nonetheless, I am excited to be back with you guys. How was your Christmas break? How were the holidays, as they say? Did you go look at some lights? Did you get what you wanted for Christmas? Did you get someone else what they wanted for Christmas? Did you bake anything neat, fancy? I like how festive people get with kind of like the entrees that they make. Maybe they turn strawberries and marshmallows into a Santa hat. Maybe they turn a bunch of vegetables into a Christmas tree. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of the decorations, the special, do you want to build a gingerbread house? Build? Damn. A little rusty. Nonetheless, ladies and gentlemen, my Christmas break, I went back home. So I was in Dallas for the last 2 weeks and I was with the family. Honestly, didn't really do much. I thought it would be a lot more action-packed and I probably should have done more when I'm looking back on it, but I kind of just took it as 2 weeks of that calm before the storm. Because with my wedding coming up in March, I know that these next 3 months are going to be an absolute, just what's the word I'm looking for? I got to find the perfect adjective where it's just nonstop. Every single day, I know that I have to dedicate an hour, 2 hours, something to the wedding. So for the 2 weeks that I was in Dallas, I did not do much. I have my Xbox there, so it was fun to kind of pull that out, download Call of Duty, get absolutely frustrated because I'm so shit at it now. I can't keep up with these games. A lot of people are playing this new game called Marvel Rivals. I played that, had a good first game, had a shitty second game, had a shitty third game, had a shitty fourth game, had a shitty fifth game. It just never went back up from there. And I'm seeing all these clips on TikTok of, you got to be the enforcer. Oh, you got to be the healer. You got to be this character. Ooh, Iron Fist. Bro, I don't have time for all that. I was even when I was contemplating purchasing Call of Duty, I was like, can I really get ahead of the curve? Can I get into at least the curve to compete with people? And I understand I'm talking about video games. A lot of you may not play video games, but I'm talking, you can find something similar. You can find something similar where you want to get back into it. Maybe you want to go to Pilates. Maybe you want to go to a spin class. But I've stayed away too long that now it's going to take a little bit of extra effort or extra time and effort to get into that curve. The curve of like, oh, okay, I'm decent. I'm above average. And that's where I'm just like, you know what? But at the end of the day, it's Call of Duty, right? I use my, whatever, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 fingers on it, and it works. Marvel Rivals, all these new video games, they look cool. They look absolutely stunning. Don't get me wrong. But man, I just don't have it up here. I don't have it up here to kind of compete anymore with that kind of stuff. Fortnite, you know what I'm saying? A brother still got it. And it's a fun, animated. You're playing with some friends. It's like, ooh, this is a nice little break. Other than that, the other thing I did, probably, 2-3 years too late, I watched all of Game of Thrones. Now, this wasn't only over the course of the last 2 weeks or whatever, the 2 weeks for Christmas break, but I started probably back in October. And I just started churning through it. During long haul flights, 3-hour, 4-hour flights, 6-hour flights, I would just kill probably an entire season. And then honestly, it had gotten to the point where I was like, oh shit, this is actually really good. And I feel inclined to watch another 2 episodes before I go to sleep. I cannot wait until everyone goes to sleep so I can go into my room and put down another 2 episodes. Now, this is my rating of it. It is 100% a top tier show. I was amazed at some of kind of like the story arc, their uncanniness to kill off main characters. And you don't see that a lot in episodes, right? Sometimes they'll kill a main character and then they bring them back to life. And it's like, all right, you know? A lot of times when I was watching The Flash, I love TV. When I was watching The Flash or Arrow, anytime that they felt like there was a little lull coming, they would kill off a main character. And then they got to some really, really corny stuff. And then it just went downhill from there. But Game of Thrones, it would just be like in the middle of a season, a main character dies. And I'm not going to say too much to spoil it for anyone, but a huge fan, in addition to just thinking about what it was like filming those things, where you have thousands, I would assume thousands of people in these battle scenes running at each other, hair and makeup, how long, like, how do you even get that many people in place to be on the same page? Okay, now you got to bring your main character, your 1 out, your 2 out. They do their lines. Okay, do it again. Okay, now we got to change the camera angle. Do it again. And man, it is a stunning show. And I'm behind the curve as far as like knowing how many awards they won and all that stuff. But when it comes to these shows where it has a certain gravitational pull, I just have this urge to make sure I'm watching these. Because it's like there's a reason it works. For example, the next show on my list, which I probably won't get to till April-ish, is Shogun. Now, last year I think that won out all the awards. Shogun and House of the Dragons. I don't know if it's House of Dragons or House of the Dragons, but those 2 are on the list for, whenever I get some time. Now going on to Christmas itself. I've talked about it on this podcast where my family used to do Secret Santa to kind of switch it up, give people more of a spending band. But then what ended up happening is just everyone would kind of buy everyone something at the end of the day. So if I have, let's say, my mom, I'm buying her a gift, but I know she's going to get, even if she does not have me, she's going to get me a gift. So then do I need to replicate that theory for the other people? Or sorry, that gift giving to other people. So then this year we decided to switch it up again, where it's like, okay, you know what? We'll do this traditional style where everyone gives, whomever a gift. And then that kind of creates the loop effect where it's like, oh, well, I'm really coming up with some wild ass loop effect. What the hell does that even mean? Basically, everyone gets into this inclination of, oh, I got to get everyone a gift. Oh, I didn't get mom a gift. Oh, I didn't get my sister a gift. Oh, I got to also get Isha a gift. And everyone ends up in that loop. And then we all went to the mall together. And you walk out with all of these bags. And I'm just like, yo, this is sick. This is sick. There's only 2 kids in this household under the age of, how old should you be like really excited for Christmas? 13? 13? 2 kids in the house under the age of 13. One's 5, one is 1.5. Both of them probably, well, not both of them. One of them probably won't remember much. And that is where the focus should be. But instead, we're all giving each other socks, t-shirts, workout pants, shoes. And it's like, yo, what? Like this, it's become too much. It's become, and I understand that's what it's supposed to be. You're supposed to want to be giving and doing this. And it's like in this particular year where it's been a financial roller coaster. And then now in the day that I'm speaking in this year, you have a wedding coming up. Expenses are going to add up. So why do we need to be doing all this for a pair of socks? Is it really worth it? Do we really need to be doing this? And at the same time, you don't want to kind of go against the festivity of all of it, right? Like you still want to be participating. You still want to, make sure everyone else is feeling joyous in this gift giving exchange. And as I was opening my gifts, I'm not going to lie. It was just like, all right, like it's not like I didn't get anything good, but I just felt no type of emotion behind opening anything. My dad would get me some stuff from Reebok. I had to literally talk to him afterwards and be like, my man, you got to stop shopping at Reebok. There's just certain stores you just got to, not do nowadays. I understand you don't know the trends. You don't know the time that we're in because, you're focusing on different things, and nor should you be focusing on some of this nonsense. It is perfectly fine to wear Reebok apparel. But I'm just telling you what us kids, 30-year-old, 35-year-olds, I'm calling kids, have gravitated towards is the Lululemon. You get a look on your face even if you open up some Nike nowadays. We've become an absolutely spoiled, high-class generation. And don't get me wrong, I love it. I'm wearing some Lulu sweatpants right now that don't even fit me. They're an ankle too short to my ankle. Sorry, they're an inch too short to my ankle. But you know what it is? It's Lulu. It's not Nike. We've become this generation where you got to wear certain brands, certain clothes, certain styles. And I get it if my parents don't get it. It is what it is. I'm not asking you to keep up with that stuff. But it's some things like that where it's also just become this thing. You spend so much time shopping throughout the year and you're buying your own stuff and you get it so fast. Oh, I can get this in 2 days. I'm going to get it. Oh, I can get this in a day. I'm going to go get it. Oh, I was traveling last month or whatever it was. Oh, I saw that. I want to get it. I get it. You get things so fast, and throughout the year, you're always pumped these deals. Ooh, July 4th. Ooh, Martin Luther King sale. Ooh, Black Friday sale. And you buy this stuff yourself. I'm buying stuff throughout the entire year. I'm sure that's the same for my fiance, sister, brother-in-law, mom, dad. And then Christmas comes, and it's like, what in the hell do I even get y'all? You guys have spent the entire year buying your own stuff. In addition to myself. So now I got to get super creative. I got to walk through them all for eons and give you some lackluster pair of socks. But that's Christmas now. And so now, I think what we decided is just to switch it back. Switch it back to Secret Santa. So now I can gift one person, maybe a $200 gift. A gift that they maybe would not get for themselves. And then that will put a smile on someone's face. It almost felt routine, like robots just opening gifts. We got to do this and open it up and open it up. And I'm sure it's good for like the kids, right, to see everyone doing this. But I'm just kind of speaking out of my own experience. And maybe it's just me becoming an old fart, whatever it is. But that's kind of what's been my reflection of Christmas. And I would love to know if some of y'all are feeling the same thing. What do your families do? I know in the Indian household, it's not the most common thing to be doing Christmas. And everyone has their Secret Santa parties or white elephant parties. A lot of people go to India this time of year. Oh, it's a good time to travel. I get it. But, just curious at what you guys do at yours. Then we get into good old New Year's. New Year's. I think I need to throw my own party. I really enjoyed it when I did throw it one year. It got a little weird, I'm not going to lie. But it was fun. It could have been a little better, I'm not going to lie, but it was fun. I still have this urge to party. I still have this urge to do something, right? Be up, be active. And it kind of starts from the start of the day. And I don't know whether that's just like me having a problem or I really think I just get caught up in the hoopla where it's like, oh shit, this is the last day of the year. It's Sunday. I should enjoy my Sunday before it's back to work on Monday, before it's full throttle. Got to focus on all this stuff, before I want to attack the year head on. How do I fully enjoy this day? And it used to be, like post grad, you go to a brunch, have some mimosas, eventually switch to some vodka. And, I like to do vodka and pineapple now and then. Not too much because you don't want to get a headache. So vodka, pineapple for the first two, vodka, soda for the next two. Now you're about 7 drinks in. Now the walk becomes a little bit of a stumble. Now I can't drive. Now it's like, okay, you know what? Let's pull out the Uber app. Then you go home, you eat some food, you pass out for a couple hours, you wake up, you get dressed. It's time for the New Year's party. Maybe you celebrate at home. Like I've told you guys before, I love being at home for this kind of stuff. I think it's the best. It's the best scenario. You don't have to deal with crazy people on the street. You don't have to deal with ridiculous covers at hotels and bars. You can eat what you want. You can drink what you want. You can use the restroom whenever you want. It's a good time. I don't like going out when it's crowded. Even now, like I don't like going out Friday or whatever, Thursday to Sunday. I love going out a good Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Okay, throw Thursday in there. I don't like going out when it's crowded. And I've done it a handful of times and it has been fun, but it's just the driving piece of it. It gets so cumbersome. And in Texas, there's just this thing. There's this thing of like, you might as well just drive. You might as well just drive. It's like 20 minutes. You can make it. You'll be fine. You had a couple drinks. Don't worry. It's fine. Now, don't get now. We have the, like the whole FSD thing on my mom's Tesla at home. And it did get us around quite a bit. But at the same time, I was just like, as someone that's learned his lesson, I didn't drink that much. I had 2 drinks at the first spot, stopped drinking for an hour, drove to the next spot. I probably shouldn't incriminate myself on the podcast, but we party hopped back and forth between 2 parties, between my friends doing something at their house and then going to my sister's house, where it was much more docile. There's a 5-year-old running around. My uncle's there with his 2 kids. And I know I have to drive again. I have to drive home again afterwards. And there's going to be many more crazies on the street. So I kind of just stopped. So all of that to bring me back to say, like, I kind of do miss the party. I do miss doing something. Now, I don't want to be out with a bunch of people, but I do miss doing something. So I get it. We're 360 days away from getting to that point of making that decision. But it is something that's in the back of my mind. Now then, don't get me wrong. You will never catch me wearing a goddamn diaper for New Year's Eve. I didn't know this was true. I didn't know this was a thing. I knew getting together in New York, downtown Dallas, you get together, or whatever downtown you're in if you're in a big city. You get together, you watch the ball drop, you kiss your loved one, and then, you go about your night. Maybe you go to a little bar, maybe you go to a restaurant, then you go home. I did not know that these people were literally wearing diapers. These people were wearing diapers. And then there's video of like, the people that clean up the New York block after New Year's, and they're finding diapers on the ground. Bro, this is what I mean by I don't understand this country. I don't understand this country that much. Now, I'll be the first one to say, USA, USA. I have patriotism to the bare bone. But something's going on. Something is happening. Where people in America have kind of started losing their minds a little bit. Diapers, bro. Now, look, if you're old and you're wearing diapers, I get it. It is what it is. You lose muscle control. You do what you got to do. But you a grown-ass man or woman wearing a diaper, please do not talk to me. People going to Taylor Swift concerts wearing diapers. People going to New Year's parties wearing diapers. I do think it's this idea, and I've been trying to think about it more. This thing that people do now. People go to extremes to feel the slightest ounce of, I was included. I did this. I achieved this. And in reality, it's like you didn't really achieve anything. You know, I get it when people used to camp out in front of the Best Buy to get the TV for $100, to get the PS5 when it drops. The landscape has changed a bit with people having deals, with people changing operating hours. And you don't see people in tents outside of the Best Buy as much anymore. Sometimes people do it for exclusive Jordans, but Nike's kind of diluted that entire market. But to run to the front of the entire, Times Square block New Year's party. You're trampling over people. You're running to the front just to say you're at the front and you're by yourself and you're wearing a diaper. Am I wrong here? Like, is this a normal thing? I get it if you're hiking Mount Kilimanjaro. Actually, you know what? No, I don't. Just don't do it. Just don't do it. It is so strange. This like, it has to be a trending thing. If you own an Amazon shop, I'm sure, and you sell adult diapers, I just unfollow the show, please. I just don't understand it anymore. This concept of wanting to feel something. I saw Derrick Rose, an amazing basketball player, right? A former MVP, a Chicago freaking legend. He opened up a flower shop in Chicago. The name's Derrick Rose. He sells roses. I saw the video on Instagram of the line going around the block, at least 4 blocks down, for some roses. For people to stand in line and get a picture with this dude, get a rose, get a bouquet of roses, which will run you probably $50. He ain't giving you a discount, or maybe it was free. Even then, you got some roses. You take a picture with Derrick Rose, maybe, and you're willing to give up 4 hours for that. My time value has also changed, right? I've done some weird things, right? I've stood in line for the Mavericks parade when they won the championship. I've stood in line to meet Dirk Nowitzki and have him sign a book. I think there's something else in there, right? A couple of Black Friday standing in lines. I stood outside for an OVO sample sale for 2 hours just to buy 2 things. And I probably saved $50. So it's like, what am I doing? Anytime you see sample sale on any Instagram ad, and if you live in Los Angeles, I think this is more of an emphasis there than any other city. But I truly do think this is probably just everywhere now. People flock to this shit like crazy. If you want to capitalize on any of these sample sales, you have to show up like 3 hours ahead of time. Sample sales, meeting celebrities, getting concert tickets, whatever it is, exclusive Jordans, you got to be there at least 3 hours ahead of time. And if you get there late, you'll spend 3 hours in line. So on average, people are probably spending not half of their day, 3 to 4 hours. 3 to 4 hours to maybe save a couple $100, to meet a celebrity, to feel something. And I do understand it because this country has gone a little crazy. We talk about we talk about all the shit that happened last year. And one of my resolutions, like I keep iterating, I'll keep iterating some throughout the episode, is to get off the craziness as much. This is supposed to be a fun podcast. Talk about people in diapers. Now you got the dude, the New Orleans terrorist, running his car through everyone on New Year's Eve. Killed, I don't even know. I don't have the number in front of me. 13 or more people. It's insanity. Then you got a Tesla bomb. You got nightclubs getting shot left and right. And when I'm in Dallas, I consume a lot more news. I don't know whether it's just because my dad watches the news and I watch it by product, but I consume a lot more news and I spend a lot more time on TikTok. Therefore, I'm just consuming a lot more crap. And something's going on, bro. Something is going on. I did have a whole, I had a little joke, what I'm saying, where I was going to be talking about the whole people wearing diapers and then, why didn't the New Orleans terrorists run through that block? But I thought it was too soon. So maybe I'll bring it back in March. But until then, I'm sorry if you were affected by any of this. Hopefully all of your loved ones are good on New Year's Eve. But that is another iteration of why I do not like being outside when there's other people outside. And by other people, I mean, a mob of people. I still like going to the mall, even during Christmas Eve. You know why? Because not that many people are actually there. The mall concept has actually died down. And I think it's the same way for this whole New Year's Uber situation. Sorry to kind of be jumping back and forth, but I remember a couple of years ago, we had to request an Uber for maybe 4 miles. It was like $100-something. And I think a lot of people went through one instance of that. So then what happens is every other New Year's after that, you're just like, fuck it, I'll drive. I don't want to spend $100 on that. And Uber has to have solved this issue by now. Last year for New Year's, I think our Uber left the house at 5 or 6 a.m. So I don't even know if that was someone doing airport runs or what. So I don't know if I can use that data point to kind of justify, taking an Uber on New Year's. But it ain't worth going to jail. At the end of the day, people just want to feel something. There's shit going on left and right. And if there's a message I got for y'all in this new year, like I said last episode, it's just fucking relax. Now let's hop into resolutions. Let's go into the resolutions. The first one being a very common one, which is just fitness. Right? Got to get in shape. With the wedding coming up, I do think it's a greater emphasis of just, I got to start eating a little better. I got to start being a little bit more active. What I'm thinking right now is a good enough amount in the gym is not. Fitness. And in hand is like the health piece of it, right? The health aspect of it. Now, something you've already heard of 100,000 times, dry January. Have you tried this? Have you failed at it? Have you succeeded? Oftentimes I understand you wake up on the first, you have a beer to kind of cure whatever hangover, maybe rolling up. I get it. The first doesn't count, right? The first, you're still kind of in 2024. But dry January has become this thing trending way more than I thought it would. And then when I finally started looking into it, started reading some more articles on it, it made more sense. This new generation just does not fuck with alcohol. They don't fuck with alcohol. And even my generation, we're starting to realize this shit's kind of painful, especially the way we consume it, right? My dad's generation of alcoholics, all they know is beer. They know beer, but they know beer to like a ridiculous amount, right? They know beer to like 13 beers. And maybe they'll have a shot at the end of the night. And they are alcoholics. But they don't feel that same type of pain as my generation of drinkers. Where we start the night with liquor. We start the night with, hey, yo, let's just take a tequila shot to get this boat going. All right, yeah. You poured in the next shot? All right, no worries. Oh, I've been drinking dark all night, but that's light? Fuck it, whatever. Four Loko, we're the Four Locos generation. We're the Four Locos generation. And now you're finally seeing, my age of people, 30s, switch it up a bit. You see people smoking more. You see people half the time they're high off shrooms. They're tripping, whatever the words are for it. It's become so much more common. You go to a party, you'll talk to someone, they'll be like, yeah, I'm kind of tripping right now. I just microdosed. It's like, what the fuck? What happened to regular drinking? And then I get it, right? It's so painful. Now, I'm a professional, right? I've told you guys I'm a professional drinker, so I don't have the same type of pain, but I do feel it. Especially on nights that I'm drinking dark liquor. boy, wake up with the meanest hangover. Wake up not feeling like you want to do anything. Also, did I embarrass myself much last night? I'm 30 years old. I can't really be making the same jokes. I can't really be saying the same things I used to. I don't want to be out here with my eyes half open. I want to wake up. I want to wake up at 7 a.m., do something active. I want to be productive. I have so much shit to do. I want to make sure I utilize my day. I can't be drinking. I can't be drinking heavy and then try to do something like that. And this new generation, like I said, they don't drink. They don't drink. They'll do every other drug in the book, but they don't drink. You go to one of these people's parties nowadays and you ask for a drink, they think you asked them for sex or something. I swear to God. You ask them for a drink and they'll be like, what? What you mean? There's some lines in the bathroom if you want to do that, but we don't have any alcohol here. What you mean? What do you mean? How are you supposed to play King's Cup? Oh, with lines. What? Oh, yeah, we just take edibles. Bro, what happened to alcohol? But it makes sense. It makes sense. There's always a drug to kind of take some crowd away from drinking. In college, for the most part, it was weed. And then I started seeing the emergence of more and more cocaine. I'm probably saying too much. But you see people doing different drugs towards as the years go on. Now, like I said, you go to one of these new parties, there's always something different. There's always something else. People are doing acid, LSD, Molly. And I get it, right? You like to do different things. Maybe you're going to a rave. Maybe you're going to a little concert. Maybe you're going to a kickback. You're not really in the drinking mood, the drinking spirit. Now, as I've been looking into, I've been trying to expand what I'm into. I've been looking into trying to buy a business because, like I said, my resolutions will be sprinkled out all throughout the year. Another resolution of mine is to get out of the corporate life, get out of the 9 to 5. I don't want to keep on in this loop where I'm having the Sunday scaries. The fuck is that? I don't want to keep doing this. And I wish I could capitalize more on the time that I was unemployed to get out of that. But there were bills to pay. But like I said, that is one of my resolutions. And as I've been trying to, theorize how to get out of that, one of the ideas was to buy a business. And I'm on Buy Biz, Sell, whatever that website is with businesses on sale all the time. And I get the notifications. And the number one notification I get is 7-Eleven's for sale, which I know I'm not trying to make like a whole racial stereotype joke here. 7-Eleven's for sale and liquor stores. Both of those, what are the main thing they sell to make money? Liquor. Liquor. Or, I guess, yeah, whatever. Liquor. And it would be almost silly to look at the landscape now of, this generation that's much more into health, wellness. They're cooking fresh. They're looking at the labels of the honey buns that they're buying at the stores and being like, what the hell is this? I don't want to consume this. Oh, Hawaiian Punch has 50 grams of sugar. You remember what you ate growing up? Bro, my mom would serve me Pop-Tarts in the morning, toaster strudels in the morning, chocolate chip Eggo waffles in the morning. I turned out fine. But this new generation, they're trying to get ahead of it. I watch what my sister feeds my nephew. He eats eggs, sausage, wheat toast. Brother, I don't remember having that breakfast ever when I was a child. This new generation's on that health kick. They're healthier, they're fit. They'll probably whoop our ass eventually. But this is the trend now. It doesn't make sense to be consuming alcohol. Why? It doesn't do anything good for you. Yeah, sure, you get a little buzz going, but you could do this thing instead. You could take a little Zen patch. You could do a little dip. You could do a little this. All of that will help you feel so much. You'll have the buzz, but you won't have the hangover. You won't have the brain damage. I support it. Like I've said before, alcohol is still the best drug. Alcohol is still the best social drug. I don't think you should drink by yourself, but it's the best social drug. And I think I'm going to get on board with this dry January. My bachelor party is, I think, the second week of February. And so I've told myself here that I will not drink until then. I don't think it'll be too hard. I got plenty of shit to do. But if I catch myself out, you know what? You gotta, use that muscle, resist. And in hand, probably save a couple bucks. Back in LA, ladies and gentlemen, another one of my resolutions is the podcast. I know I give you guys promises all the time, but this time, I want you guys to stay on my ass about it, which is it has to evolve from here. It has to evolve from here. Whether it's the set, the guests, the quality, the number of clips being posted, where does it go from here? We're 58 episodes in. 58? This is 57. I've recorded 58 and 59 already with guests. This year we hit 100. So where is it? Where does it go from here? What does that identity look like? How does it provide value to people? Do you keep coming on here talking about Trump? Do you keep coming on here talking about Kamala Harris? How are you providing value to the person? These are things that I am conscious about. These are the things that I do want to kind of curve and fix for the, for my betterment, for the podcast betterment. It's just something that I want to make a resolution of mine, that it has to evolve. And, I know a lot of people like to say, well, how do you measure it? How do you, only make goals that you can measure? I do think this is something that at the end of the year, you can look at the portfolio of episodes and be like, this was significantly different, if not better, than the previous year. Or worse, right? Either way, you can measure it in metrics. How many views are you getting? How many likes are you getting? How many subscribers? So that is a promise, a resolution I have to y'all. Like I already said last episode, I appreciate the support. So in 2025, I will still appreciate the support. The last resolution I had wasn't actually my resolution. It was a resolution I thought of for America, greatest country in the world. I think America needs an enemy. In 2001, after the 9/11 attack, and there was an enemy overseas, I fully understand I was too young to grasp the situation. And there was a level of sensitivity and inclusiveness that was or was not there before. But we had an enemy. So the country was united. Oh my gosh, we can all fight this person. Look, and here's the face of evil, Saddam Hussein. Here's the face. This is one guy that we can all get together and make sure we're all focused on hating. There's always been a race, right? People ask my dad, people during that time span, people didn't want to sit next to my dad on airport planes, on plane rides. Same thing with probably if you have a Indian uncle or maybe yourself, maybe your beard is a little too long. People clutch their bag a little bit. People hesitate a little bit. Even now, if you see someone in traditional garb, you do look at them a little longer. Then COVID comes. Oh my gosh, we hate the China virus. There was a little bit of unity. And then shit got crazy. Where, it was a lot of movements. It was a lot of the rich versus the poor. It was a lot of GME. It was a lot of, we can fight the government. We can fight the bigger power. And I do think that, yes, I agree that there is a pyramid structure of power that needs to be broken, yada, yada, whatever. But America needs an enemy. And as someone that lives so close to Hollywood, I don't understand how they haven't been able to just create one. It doesn't even have to be real. Obviously, we know what's happening overseas. All we have to do is just find a country, find an actor, set them up in a warehouse here in California, tape them for a couple of episodes, and every single time it'll just be them making threats. And then we'll just do the same thing with a handful of background actors to play the troops. Oh, America's sending troops to this country. Look, this is video footage of them doing it. Would it be them lying to us? Sure. 100%. But at least the current system wouldn't be in place. Where, hey, who do we hate? Let's just hate each other. We'll create this red party. We'll create this blue party. And we'll make this whole thing about censorship and this and that and make sure everyone is all riled up in the country and make everyone feel like they have the power to do something. I think America needs an enemy. Now, on the lightest note of all, I don't really have anything. I don't really have anything after that. But I will see you guys next week. I have my special guest and my LA friend, Hanali Shah. And the week after that, I have another friend. And I'll just leave that for when it comes. With that all being said, ladies and gentlemen, my name has been Ajay Patel. I will see you guys next week, and Happy New Year. And wait. I have more inspirational words to say. Get on that horse. I'm trying to make myself do it. And I want, if you're feeling any type of down, any type of way, oh, you know what, I wasn't able to accomplish this by this age, this and that. Just get on it, bro. Maybe you're either looking for a companion in life. Maybe you want to have a kid. Maybe you want to buy a house. Maybe you want to buy a car, get out of your current job. All you got to do is just start. Start doing something. Start doing something. And I promise you, I will try to do the same thing. With that all being said, ladies and gentlemen, I appreciate the support. I will see you guys next week, and goodbye.